This is Star Television on Channel 21. Welcome to the National News Bulletin. First, let's have a look at the top stories. Smallholder Commercialization and Agribusiness Development Project through the Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry and Food Security has engaged farmers, community leaders and stakeholders for rehabilitation of 142 kilometers of feeder roads in 6 districts across the country.
For ask you, wetin dey happen na your road, wetin they use the road for, which problem the road they give. So they write all of that they done. Then they also ask for any social issues.
Residents and stakeholders of Giana Sewafe Nimiyama Chiefdom, Kono District have called on the government and other non-governmental organizations to improve their livelihood in the area of communication, road network, education, medical facilities, and safe drinking water supply.
For now, the way things that happen under this present government, first priority education, the second education, the third education. So if you say that they will focus all day.
The Rokel Commercial Bank has concluded a 3-day financial inclusion sensitization in the eastern and northern parts of the country as a way of promoting banking awareness.
Okay, that's most of people that say like business, why banking let me do Rokel because some of the business people can easy for we to do transactions.
Halaji Isa Katku Kamara has donated food items and used clothing to Muslims of the Masjid Mabasirin Trubik community as a way of giving them support towards the holy month of Ramadan and to also preach about peace in the country.
I come with Halaji Isa Katku to come with a donation. This Oriat donation here. Now, Trubik community, we go and throw the mosque. It's not that the mosque we do, but it's not Ramadan. We just use the mosque as a channel. But Halaji Isa Katku, we know they do this, so only the first time this way you do something like this. Yes, they do. I mean, we all can go. They get donations here. Even when they mosque and get the last week.
And in sports, the International Tennis Federation has hired the service of Vilo Lonfo, a lawn tennis expert, to a 3-day capacity building training with local lawn tennis coaches and administrators.
It means that tennis is finally capturing the attention of the global organization, and there are add-ons to that: support, recognition.
All these making the headlines. And now the news in detail with me, Leonora Jawara. Smallholder Commercialization and Agribusiness Development Project through the Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry and Food Security has engaged farmers, community leaders and stakeholders for rehabilitation of 142 kilometers of feeder roads in 6 districts across the country. Clayton Thomas has more and in our reports.
Smallholder Commercialization and Agribusiness Development Project through the Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry and Food Security has engaged farmers, community leaders and stakeholders for the rehabilitation of 142 kilometers of feeder roads in 6 districts at a first phase public disclosure on the 16th, 17th and 18th May 2019. Potloko, Tonkolili, Kono, Bonth, Moyamba and Kailaun districts respectively has benefited in the rehabilitation of 142 kilometers of feeder roads as part of the first phase of the environmental and social impact assessment for the rehabilitation of
farm produce to marketing centers. That is the most important thing. Where would they go into roads? Last year, people they comment, say why agriculture they go into roads. The Ministry of Agriculture, they go into roads. Well, majority they don't know why road is important to agriculture. But I want to tell everybody that I say the road is very, very necessary for me and you. In Sierra Leone, we produce a lot of foodstuffs of different types. But we get a challenge of taking them farm produce there to to marketing centers. In Sierra Leone, we produce a lot of foodstuffs of different types. But we get a challenge of taking them farm produce there to marketing centers.
Madam Aminata Bundu, the Social Environmental Safeguard Officer of SCADEP Sierra Leone, highlighted some of the environmental issues and said that the project is purportedly to kickstart in late June and will last for 9 months.
For ask you, waiting they happen at your road, waiting they use the road for, whose problem the road they give. So they write all of that they don't, then they also ask for any social issues. So if you get public health units on your road, if you get school and other social services, and also, like if you need bridge or you need culvert or usadi water they settle boku, you know, able for passing a rain season. So they ask you about all this problem where the road they view and how we can help you for improve your road. So you can reach the market, you can reach the Port Local town center, and you can do your other business there. And then you picking themselves, then you use the road for going to school. You better woman can go to the clinic, or yourself if you know well, you can go to the clinic. So they ask you all of these questions, then they make reports. These reports, when they make out, then send them to me. So me within a free time, I read the report, I ask questions. If they capture all things where they need for capture from the people waiting at the road, as well as other environmental and social issues where we look at.
As part of their contribution towards the construction of these feeder roads, the chief engineer of Feeder Road, Sierra Leone Road Authority, Tamba Amara, said that gone are the days of olden-style system of the SLRA in constructing or monitoring roads that doesn't last longer, but however appeal for financial support in the maintenance of the roads.
The Sierra Leone project, the government actually this money for everybody in Sierra Leone. So these students benefit from roads. Other districts then they benefit from the agricultural package, like you say. Some they benefit from both. But at one point in time, every district they benefits. In fact, agriculture, the other project they do, we keep that like you mentioned, where other districts they say they benefit. So at the end of the day, in Sierra Leone, they try to provide for the people, which is a good thing. How we can inside, we in SLRA, any road we see in Sierra Leone, any road. Now we the organize them, we the manage them, we the show up for implementer, but we different people that they bring money, donors that they can, so that so we can decide. So if the roads no more, we involve in everything where they are.
Some of the participants thanked SCADEP for such a project and promised to give their fullest support of the project, which will ensure it becomes successful as it is for the growth of their district. Insert. For Star News, Creighton Thomas reporting.
Now, to strengthen the capacities of local communities through sustainable, equitable, and inclusive community-led socio-economic development interventions, residents and stakeholders of Giana Siwafe Nimikoro Chiefdom, Kono District, have called on the government and other non-government organizations to improve on their livelihood in the area of communication, wood network, education, medical facilities, and safe drinking water supply. George Elliott Sam takes up the story.
In order to strengthen the capacity of local communities through sustainable, equitable, and inclusive community-led socio-economic development intervention, residents and stakeholders of Njama Swafe Nimiyama Chiefdom, Kono District, have called on the government and other non-governmental organizations to improve their livelihood in the areas of communication, road network, education, medical facilities, and safe drinking water supply. While speaking to Star Television in an interview, residents and stakeholders described their current condition as poor and marginalized and call on the government to address their livelihoods and economic needs, which are to promote, protect, and defend their fundamental right, create space for communities in which they will have the opportunity to participate and develop their full potentials.
Yeah, some of the constraints that they start with the first one. They're going to read the paramount chief to say, for now, the way things that happen under this present government, first priority, education, with second education, with third education. So if you say that they will focus all day. Then we try to do best. We get secondary schools there. We get other junior secondary schools. We get the small one. Then schools where they train the small one there. Also, about the problems we will face is really now how for make sure say they will begin the way they don't involve themselves. So they don't get belly, so they don't get involved in other social activities. Why they not going to be left out? How for bring them kind of the mainstream for let them get education because they realize that education is going to them for can go before because get a good number of them where them don't fall out of the way. But how for bring them kind in back, then we could happy with this quality education, free education, they come on board. The chief don't set up the education committee. The health facility, the health promotion where the government they try for do with the benefit from them. We get with community health center. They will get about another one where they na the border and then go town. So really, the chief don't is big actually. We get the one where they at the main road. But if we say the government for let we want appeal for let them extend the 3 community health centers we get or 4, let them add to them. Because if I for say a lot of the people that are part of the take for go about 40 kilometers for Kwedu, for let them go access even the basic something.
Yeah, really we need agriculture. We need for make government embarking on agriculture because the land where we get now, the lands them too empty and the lands them fertile. Where you work now plant anything without you not put fertilizer. So I think say actually if government embark on agriculture, we will really happy.
What about the mining sector? Now one way don't improve on our life or now one way just left on our side Mitsuna?
Like I say, a mineral na a bad friend. Because if you look Kono, where you walk a right round, make you see how Kono they be. We think cause that now the diamond and gold. The diamond type diamond we come on at this chiefdom, we not do nothing for we. Except like we see right mining company and don't just come a new company, don't come at this chiefdom. We able build for we one room. We say now the chiefdom and other people they get workers them now at the place where they able to sustain their life. Okay. But mining actually me I not favor them too much. So
which is your message you want to send to Papa government?
But I need to tell Papa government say actually do with the big make them embarking on education and agriculture in this area.
Well, let's say if government will help with our side, they will get our light, will get water facility, then the road maintenance in, no problem, sir.
Okay. So what about hospital and other stuff, sir?
Well, hospital there, but the medicine side, the drugs.
You know the.
Okay. Medicine at the hospital, plenty.
Okay.
When I make the road for school, then you pay back by the education side.
The water business.
The education side back for school.
What about the hospital? Where unaki sick, kusa unaki go?
The hospital is fine. Medicine no more than
medicine all the day. For Star News in Freetown, I am George Elliott Sam reporting.
The Rokel Commercial Bank has concluded a 3-day financial inclusion sensitization in the eastern and northern parts of the country as a way of promoting banking awareness. Hilton John has more.
Rokel Commercial Bank over the weekend embarked on banking inclusion as a way of promoting financial inclusion in the northern and eastern parts of the country. Rokel Commercial Bank concludes a 3-day banking inclusion in Makeni, Kabbalah, Kono, Maboka, respectively, as a way of fostering good relationship among business partners. Business institutions across the country express delight for what they describe as enhancing business relationship, adding that the Rokel Commercial Bank has been the first banking institution to showcase a business relationship with their customer across the country.
So just me for one are happy we some of things don't resolve. Rokel so we can always proud we're ready for this money. I know the contact I say no worry last time Rokel rapper no worry you're not shorting. Then we'll not get problems Rokel. And they always tell them for saying Najiti no problem they will accept. And but people say we give money. As we ask us in which bank rapper as they say Rokel we argue and bitterly some people say when they say no we're not responsible so say don't go to you.
Okay, that's most of people say like business, why is banking let you do with Rokel because some of the business people can easy for we the transactions. Like compliance, they go out I always say give me this advance so amount even though your account funded you never get it. But with Rokel, things can always easy for we. And the relationship between we and the worker then, if you know how they appreciate we always continue for the business with them. So when I get good team now,
The bank also visited the Koidu City Council. On his part, the mayor of the Koidu City Council, Komba Sam, said Goke Commercial Bank has been productive in the past year in terms of giving good banking services to its customers. He said they as a council, we try to get business accounts with the bank.
I must say frantically that Goke Commercial Bank has been the only bank in Kono, in this municipality, that has come with such an important team to pay costs in Kono to Koidu New Services Council. That I must say. I'm sorry, when you would have used my office, I'm not saying that will have been more permissive. But I was having a meeting in my office, so the more reason why I decided that.
In its conclusion, the bank visited the Maboka Senior Secondary School, the Powerman Chief of the Northern Region, the Powerman Chief of Kono, and other business centers that are part of the bank. For Star TV News in Freetown, I am Milton John reporting.
And you're still watching the news bulletin here on Star TV. Now, Alhaji Isa Katku Kamara has donated food items and used clothing to Muslims of the Masjid Mabasarin Krube community as a way of giving them support towards the holy month of Ramadan and to also preach about peace in the country. Andrew Bestman has more.
Making the donation, the national president of the Timini Community Development Council, Alhaji Isa Katku Kamara, said the donation is to help all Muslims residing at the Krube community in respect of the previous disaster that compelled him to extend support to the victims, adding that this is not the first time that he is making donations to Muslims and vulnerable people in that community.
I come in twofold. The disaster will be take place there. A few months back, I always no one come, well I can see how much I will help. But during that period and day, the government and other big people then, and organization then they come. So I don't want to let it conflict. Because sometimes you can get good intention. Or if you go meet inside the big man, they do the blah blah, so there will be misinterpreted. Now I make a wait with this one. It can close to the month of Ramadan and it coincides with Ramadan now. I can bring what's in for use for comfort and the material we are visiting we use at their home. Now I make we can this particular today.
A representative from the Mende Central Mosque, Alhaji Fode Ture, highlighted the reasons for the donation, which according to him will help residents of the Krube community during the holy month of Ramadan.
I come with Alhaji Isa Katku to come with a donation. This donation there. Now, Krube community, we go and through the mosque. It's not that the mosque we do, but it's not Ramadan. We just use the mosque as a channel. But Alhaji Isa Katku, we know they do this, so only the first time this way you do something like this. Yes, they do. I mean, we all can go. They get donations there. Even Mende mosque and get them last week about 10 bags and several other items. So the people they always receive this with open hands, and they're very grateful to us.
The section chief of Krube community, Pa Almami Kagbo, and Councillor More Aliu Conte of Ward 431 commended Alhaji Isa Katku Kamara for making short donations to residents of Krube community and members of the Masjid Mabasarin Mosque in Freetown. They appeal for more support from both the government and non-governmental organizations.
The kind people in there, like Paisa Katko, are also the 16th tribal head. If we get them in this country, like what the nation, now they know what they get. I believe the country don't develop. Because then they try to unite, for let Islam, let the country one, and all the tribes, let the country one, for let work as one. So by then, all the here where Paisa they do so, they try to put the tribe together. You know, there's no separation for the tribe them. So I really appreciate me like what they talk to you so. Me as the chief partner in Kambo Kabempa at the Krube community, the intent of the Krube community really appreciate what the country we don't do.
With regards to this team maker, let's say we come from people who are affected by the disaster. I believe say this an helping hand because now their homes are not fixed. We have worship the mayor from a request we made from Concern Worldwide, the home said don't fix. But this again, they don't laugh now, they're not getting here. So if you don't come, I mean, you see, and helping and for pushing move further. Without much, and we'll tell them plenty thank you, tell us I can't speak plenty thank you for member the people of Kube.
Donation of food items and used clothing to Muslims and residents of Kube community during the holy month of Ramadan will not have come at a better remarked one of the beneficiaries. Andrew Bestman reporting.
Well, to round up a news bulletin, let's see what's happening in the sporting world as the International Tennis Federation has hired the service of Ilo Lonfo, a lawn tennis expert, to a 3-day capacity building training with local lawn tennis coaches and administrators. Hilton John, a sports correspondent, has more for you.
Thanks to Eleanor Jara for some sporting news. We start to look at the scene. As a way of increasing the capacity of administrators, athletes in the Sierra Leone Tennis Association, a 3-day training at the lawn tennis court is ongoing from the international experts from ITF and Ilofo. According to the international expert, tennis is developing in the country despite the challenges faced. Here is the report.
It means that tennis is finally capturing the attention of the global organization, and there are add-ons to that: support, recognition, the whole works.
So what are you expecting from the international experts?
Well, according to he himself, he said the purpose of his mission is to have an appraisal. To have an appraisal of what we have on the ground in terms of infrastructure, in terms of the development of the sport. And then he also wants to talk to the technical people to see how he can not only familiarization but also upgrade their skills.
And in Sierra Leone to work with the federation, share some news from the ITF with the federation, talk about the facilities, about the coaches, about the events. Facilities are really important for us because with good facilities we can develop the players. Events, like if we have training, we need to have also events for the kids, like 10 and under, 12 and under, 14 and under. And the players also have to travel outside of the country for the 12 and under, 14 and under, 16 and under, and juniors tournament in our region, which is important for us, and we can also support the federation after that. And coaches also, we need to work, I will work with the coaches, how to develop the players from the youngest age till juniors. Because of federation, I think it's important for all of us, technicians and the administration, to be on the same page.
Okay, are you impressed with the facility of the Sierra Leone Lawn Tennis Association?
Yeah. I think it's enough for me to develop the players. We don't need more than that.
It's my one. It means a lot to me. Particularly, I have it seriously because now, like we don't get new executive. The man come look how we executive try for structure. Then, if he gets outside for give advice, he don't forgive advice. If you say we dey na the right track, then I feel say he will for give a bravo to me. Then same way so to the coaches. The man come try for do something for we the coaches again also. We try for can say if we the coaches them, we set up, we do the job, and I feel say we are in the right track. So like in Can one, it means a lot to me. So I feel say that based on we preparation, how is we unite? I feel say like if you go with the message say Sierra Leone coaches, then they in the right track. I feel say na a plus for we. So like for me particularly, I'm happy with this my years will come.
Congratulations to the executive. This is a good move to increase the development of young athletes in the country. More news in the local scene. In the ongoing Sierra Leone Premier League, Ole Edwardian Football Club secure a nil draw against FC Calon It was a thrilling encounter for either side, despite the two teams wasted their chances at the end of the regulating time. So in other words, Easter Lions, still leading the pack in the ongoing Sierra Leone Premier League, stand tall with 31 points, followed by FC Kano with 30 points. So let's see whether Easter Lions will be the champions in this season's Sierra Leone Premier League. In the First Division League, Sierra Leone Police will be playing against Option FC on Tuesday at the approved school community playing ground. According to the Vice Chairman of the Sierra Leone Police Sports Committee, Inspector Philip Amara, is calling on the supporters to give support to the team. Sierra Leone Police having 7 points in the ongoing competition Group B. They are looking for 10 points, continued unbeaten run in the competition. In the international scene, Man City are champions in the FA Cup after they demolished Watford United 6-0. It was massive explosion against Watford team. Here's the highlights of the game.
Still ricocheting around. It's fallen now for a strike and a goal. City are ahead in the FA Cup final, and it's David Silva with the goal. Plays one through. It comes to Gabriel Jesus. It might have been turned over the line by Sterling, but it looks as if the goal has been given to Gabriel Jesus. 2-0 to Manchester City. Read to perfection. City are on the counter-attack. It's pulled across. Kevin De Bruyne rounds the goalkeeper and walks it home. 3-0 for Manchester City. And it's the second half sub, Kevin De Bruyne, who scores on the hour mark for Manchester City. Oh, what a break that was. Pulled across at the perfect time. And there can be no doubt about City on the counter again. De Bruyne returns the favour to Gabriel Jesus, who scores! 4-0 to Manchester City. It's Gabriel Jesus off a Kevin De Bruyne assist. City clinical on the break in the second half as Watford have become more obliged to attack. But across, it's an open goal, and the opportunity is taken by Raheem Sterling. A fantastic 5 for Manchester City. Well, there was a doubt as to whether he had made contact with Gabriel Jesus first. No doubt about this one. Raheem Sterling tucking the ball in. Bruno wants this. The right-hand side. Silva obliges. First time cross is low. And the ball is converted second time around by Raheem Sterling. 6 goals for City. Manchester City win the FA Cup, and they do so in just about the most emphatic way possible. A 6-0 victory on the day for Pep Guardiola's side. They ran riot in the second half especially. The City side a cut above as they do the unprecedented. A domestic treble for Pep Guardiola's men. Medals collected. The season now over for the Blues. After so many games, so many goals, so many wins. The 2018-2019 season is capped off with victory in the FA Cup final for Manchester City.
That was so embarrassing for Watford Football Club in the FA Cup final. Congratulations to Man City winning treble in this year's competition in the domestic league. Yet to see whether they will face a fine or a ban from the UEFA as investigation is still ongoing on the financial challenges of the club. That's all for sports. Back to you, Nigeria. Unfortunately for your team Chelsea, they failed to win the FA Cup. Let's see whether they'll be the winner in the UEFA competition.
Well, that's all we have for you in a National News Bulletin file here on Channel 21. Thank you all for watching. I am Leonora Jawara. Do stay with us if you can.